Shalom, everyone. I'm going to speak loudly because I'm outside and I'm at my favorite place in the north of Israel and taking a much needed retreat and seeing some old friends who are so dear to my heart. And I wanted to encourage you today. You know, I've been doing a study on faith because I'm in a situation now in my life where I'm really being stretched in a particular area of my life. I am signing the 3rd year lease of the Tabernacle of David Prophetic Dance Center in Jerusalem. And I am stretched because I am believing the Lord for the things that I need to see happen. And I do believe that our lives are all about the faith because Yeshua said, only believe. He said the works of God is to believe. And he also says in other places that faith and works go together. And it's true because our lives with God are a partnership. You know, I would not be in the land of Israel if I didn't do my part to come home to Israel and all that that involved. God will never do my part. He will be God, and he will establish the plans that he wants for our lives, but we must do our part. And so I want to encourage you today, friend. We are not accidentally human. We were made human intentionally, and we live in a body, so body, mind, soul, and spirit working all together is good health. I was sharing with a dear friend last night. Many of us can get into the habit of running up and down all day long for Jesus, but can be neglecting our health, neglecting not eating well because we just don't have time. You know, God calls us to be responsible stewards of these one-of-a-kind lives. We are not to neglect ourselves, not at all. You know, the second greatest commandment is to love your neighbor as you would yourself. Well, you can't love your neighbor if you're not loving yourself well. And we need to take the time to shop right, to eat the right foods, because the way we feel is a direct result of what we are putting into our bodies. And God expects us to be good stewards of our lives. And so I think that there's a lot of things that are happening in the church, a lot of teachings that aren't quite right. We need to really learn to love and respect ourselves, and we can only do that if we've received Yeshua the Messiah, our bridge back to God. For God so loved the world that he gave his one and only Son, that whoever should believe on him shall have everlasting life. John 3:16. Let's bring our lives back to basics. Let's sleep well, let's eat right, and let's have peace in our hearts. And the only way to have peace in our hearts is through receiving God's gift of life, Yeshua, God's salvation. And then we are positioned to be heaven-bound and to live out the fullness of our destiny here on this earth. We have a one-of-a-kind destiny. Let's be faithful to God. Let's receive his love today through Yeshua. Let's forsake our sin, turn to God. And so pray with me. Father, thank you that you've sent Yeshua to be my once and for all final atonement, who is the Lamb of God who takes away the sin of the world. Thank you that after I receive Yeshua, I have peace with God. I have joy with God. Although life is challenging, God will never give us more than we can handle. And so now we're positioned to come into everything God has for us. When God sees us, he sees the blood of the Lamb, Yeshua, our Messiah, the risen King. He rose from the dead, proving that he is God. Let's put our faith in him. Let's begin again. And he says in Revelation 21:5, behold, I make all things new. God bless you from the north of Israel. Shalom and lehitraot. Peace, and see you later.